got anybody else back from injury for the Chelsea game?
Yeah, Dids is trained today, which is good for us. So we obviously monitor him now after training and see how he is, see how he's come through it. So that's a bonus, because everybody knows we're light on bodies, especially in certain positions. So yeah, we'd love to have everyone fit. I'd love to have everyone on the training ground, and hopefully we can get back towards that before too long.
What's the latest with John Egan?
So Egan's is still rehabbing. He's been out on the grass today, first steps. So in the short term, he won't be with us. We've obviously got this game, then an international break. So that'll be a big 2 weeks sort of from now onwards to see how far we can get him along, and hopefully he progresses really well.
In terms of Sander Berge, I see he's been called up by Norway. Does that suggest that we could see him back in a red and white shirt before too long?
We'd hope so, yeah. He's not fit, so he's going to be a while before he's back playing football, but he can continue rehabbing and progressing while he's away from us, because he's not been in the building. He's been doing that anyway away from here, so his programme doesn't change, if you like. But again, he's another one. The sooner we can get him back, the better.
In terms of international call-ups, clearly been plenty for England under-21s, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. Just shows you the kind of quality that remains at the club, and hopefully to give that boost that can come together and pick things up.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, people always say that international breaks, it's great, you can get them on the training ground, but we've got a lot away, so we'll not have, out of the probably 11 who play Sunday, we'll have a lot of them away. So it's a different situation in international breaks. It's great when the players go away, they get a different feel, a different voice, hopefully lots of game time, and the boys that are left behind, we pick up and push them. So yeah, it's fantastic for the boys who's involved. As I say, it probably shows as well the sort of split in the squad, and the fact that we have got some senior players who've been on a great journey together, but we've also got a lot of younger players in and around the 21s age groups that should and hopefully be big talents for many years here.
And from your role with the under-23s, I mean, Daniel Jevison getting called up to the England under-18s, Antoine Hackwood with the England under-17s. This is great recognition, isn't it, for the academy and for future players at the club? Yeah,
definitely. And we've just had Hassan Ajari come back from the Asian tournament. So yeah, it's good. It's good. We want that. I've been really impressed with the work that's gone off in the academy, and this season we've been in, and I've been really proud to be a part of it. It's been good. We've been pushing each other really hard. Staff's been pushing each other, and I think the environment in there is a really good one and a really strong one, where if we get things right as a football club and invest in the areas that need investing and provide that pathway, keep pushing the opportunity, then there's no reason why in 3 or 4 years' time you could be seeing some of those boys as regulars at Bramall Lane.
I know the club talked about incorporating youth between now and the end of the season in the statements that came out last weekend. For you, is it going to be important though to pick the right moments to include those youngsters in with that first team setup?
Yeah, well, the right moment is if I think they're good enough. So I could honestly say I forgot all about that it was Illiman's debut when I put him on against Leicester. He's been fantastic training and playing with me, impressed all the first team staff up until this week, and I felt it was right to put him on, and it'd be the same with the rest of the boys. The one difficulty that we've had compared to say other Cat 2 academies or Premier League clubs is with the COVID restrictions and COVID regulations. We're strictly bound by Premier League guidelines, and we've had to split academy and first team down the middle, which has meant less opportunities for those players to train and be involved and be around the squad. But in the meantime, while we've had the players, we've been pushing to get them up to speed. So there may have already been more in a normal season in and about it, but we've sort of made the little bridge, if you like, now, and the players been in and around the bench, and obviously Liman getting his debut, and there may be some more between now and the end of the season. But if the boys who I've got at the minute, I know there's not many on the grass, but if the boys have got the minute are training and applying themselves properly, that's what we want, 'cause it should be even harder for the young boys to get in.
Now the dust has settled a little bit this week. Have you seen a good response from the group after the events of last week, both on and off the pitch?
Yeah, they've responded well. We've had some conversations about what they expect going forward, and tried to really raise the demands that's been put on them, because there's a lot of football left to be played, and two choices: roll your sleeves up and get stuck into everything, or roll over and just wish the season away. So I've tried to make it really clear, and the boys understand that if they're putting the work in on the training ground and players are giving 100%, they'll get game time, because that has to be a minimum. Results and performances, hopefully we can improve, and we'll improve off the back of that, but there's no time for anyone to feel sorry for themselves, and we just have to keep applying ourselves. Fantastic game this weekend, and then for the remaining 9 Premier League games.
I mean, really emotional interview by Billy Sharp after the game last weekend that sort of backs up what you were saying. Do the players owe it to themselves and to what they've done over the last years to raise their game and to finish the season as well as they can?
Yeah, of course they do. And it's tough. I've been in dressing rooms similar to that when things happen. They've been on an amazing journey together, but the players are still here, and that's sort of been my message. I've stepped up and just said I'm here for you guys, and if I'm not pushing you and giving you my best by demanding from you, then I'm letting you down. So that's how we're trying to approach it. Yeah, it was an emotional week, said, for lots of reasons, but we've got to look forwards now, and the players have to protect themselves and their careers moving forward.
Have you found working with Jason Tyndall this week and that extra sort of new, fresh voice within the setup?
Yeah, Jason's been good. So obviously he was down at the game Sunday, but only came in and met the boys on Tuesday. But Jason's been good. Yeah, he's in obviously from now to the end of the season. Want his energy, want his experience, different voice for the players, a different person for the players to go to and lean on, and that's important. That's important. Some players don't want to speak to the manager who's picking the team. I understand that. Some players are comfortable doing that. So we need to have those different voices for people to go and speak to.
Obviously, when you were at Barnsley, you had tasted some cup success and some Wembley trips and all that kind of stuff. So you've seen firsthand what that can do for a season. Does it show the impact that a positive result this weekend may have on the remaining few months? Yeah,
look, my priority has been, and it has to be, everyone's role at this club now between now and the end of the season is to try and enjoy and put smiles on the face. It's been a tough few months, I keep saying it, but we need to look forward. So everyone's got a responsibility to enjoy these remaining games. Me as the man picking the team and motivating the staff, and the staff as the people working with the players, pushing the players. So that's at the forefront of everyone's mind. Now a good result, a cup run, a cup semi-final does the job for you. Let's not kid ourselves. So from my point of view, I'm absolutely desperate to get through and get to semi-final. It does our job for us. So that is first and foremost. It's the game in front of us, yeah, but it can also change the whole outlook of the remainder of the season.
Because there is a prospect as well that there could be fans inside the final. So after the season that everybody's had, it'd be some way to finish things off.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to fans being back in full stop. Whether that's me in watching with the fans, whether that's me stood on the sideline. We need fans back, 100%, and we're certainly, from my experience of Sheffield United, from my experience of Bramall Lane, and whether I've been watching a game there, whether I've brought a team to play against Sheffield United there, Bramall Lane full and the team at it is a tough place to come, and the fans play the part in that. So I can't wait for the fans to be back in at Bramall Lane, and I'll certainly be at that first game.
The recent narrow league defeat to Chelsea shows that you can compete with this side, irrespective of how good they are.
Yeah, we have to. That's the belief. We want to go and try and win the game. We've got to give everything to win the game. It's a one-off game, a cup game. We'll never get this chance again, to go and get to this semi-final season. It's not like it's league and you've got the next league game the week after. So we know exactly what's at stake. We know exactly what type of team we're facing. They're on a tremendous run, but we can't be bothered about that. It's a one-off game. We've got to just produce our own performance and look after what we do.
I mean, your former side Barnsley gave it a real go in the last round against Chelsea. Is there anything that you can sort of take from that performance in how they went at it and the problems that they caused Chelsea?
Yeah, churn the pitch up before we play on it. That's a bit. Probably groundsman will kill me for that, but no, it was certainly a leveller, weren't it? But no, the biggest thing Barnsley did in that game, and the teams who've competed and made it difficult for them, it's been their energy, it's been the willingness to play on the front foot and go and get in Chelsea's face. But if I'm honest, Chelsea to me have gone up another level as well, so we need more than that. We need to have that energy, we need to have that discipline. Can't be embarrassed by trying to outwork them, but also when we get the ball, we have to be good enough to hurt them as well. And that's the emphasis, and that's the message that we've been trying to work on this week.
Yeah, because clearly they're still undefeated under Thomas Tuchel. How can you go and do what Atletico Madrid failed to do twice?
Yeah, top of the league, and it shows the size of the task, but it's also a one-off game, like I keep saying. You know, everyone wrote this team off before they went to Old Trafford, and pulled off a win there. So we know the size of the task, but we also know it's possible. That's it. Simple. If we didn't think it's possible, we may as well give them the round. So it's a fantastic experience, a great game to play in. And as I say, they don't come around very often. Don't matter how long your career is. Quarterfinals, the FA Cup don't come around often.
In terms of your priorities and your focus this week in training, the team's scored one goal in the last 6 games. Is that been high on your agenda in terms of how you can create and take those chances this weekend?
It's on our agenda. It's one of many things. You come in, so I think you asked me before about experiences and how you approach it when you step in. There's so many things you'd like to work on, and we've had 3 days now. That's it. So it's one of many things, but you have to be really clear about what message you're putting out for the game, because if we spoke about every single thing that we either want to improve or want the players to understand, you'd have every player remembering one different thing and not improve performance at all. So we've tried to be really clear on the emphasis for this game in terms of Sheffield United outworking, outfighting them, being brave enough to play and pass the ball when we get the ball, and just taking the opportunity that's in front of us.